On behalf of our Recreation Resources Services and myself, we want to thank you for being here. Our guest speakers today, we have Ms. Jamie Osborne. She's from Lee County Parks and Recreation. She's an outdoor educational specialist. Ms. Jamie's very knowledgeable on outdoor recreation and is an amazing person to get to know. Our next guest speaker after Ms. Jamie is Mr. Nelson Santiago. He works at North Carolina State University in the Health and Wellness Department. He's a sports program coordinator, and I've been knowing Nelson for quite a while. He's a pretty cool guy. And last but not least, the one and only Mr. Sam Cook. He works at North Carolina State University as well. He's the executive director for Forest Assets, and me and Mr. Sam kind of just briefly got to know each other, and I'm looking forward to working with him more as well. So within today's discussion, you will hear some brief information with me with outdoor recreation within the early phase of childhood. And you'll hear like an overview of outdoor recreation and its impacts on kids from Jamie. You hear the barriers from kids of color face in outdoor recreation from Nelson, the importance of diversity and equity within outdoor recreation from Nelson, and creating a diverse environment in forestry from Mr. Sam Cook. So why is outdoor recreation important? As we go through this webinar today, I want you guys to take some notes, sit back and think about some things that you can take back to your municipality on why outdoor recreation is important to kids of color, more so within the early childhood phase. Outdoor recreation for kids in the early childhood phase is very important. It can help develop skills. It can connect them to nature, and it can give kids potential opportunities for imagination and creativity. So going through this webinar, I want you guys to think about some things that are important for the kids within your community and some things that can help improve your outdoor recreation department and help develop skills and connect kids to nature and give kids potential opportunities through outdoor recreation. Another thing I want you guys to be thinking about or be aware of is what are some potential barriers that you guys have within your municipality that prevent kids within rural and urban areas or kids of color that stops them from having that connection with outdoor recreation. I know in the early childhood phase, most kids, potential barriers that they have is dealing with technology. In today's society, a lot of kids are glued in the house with video games and PlayStations, Wiis, and Xboxes. Another barrier that kids have is time management, especially at that early childhood phase. A lot of kids have an issue with dealing with time management. They don't know how to manage their time. Another thing is poor parental influence. A lot of parents don't take the time to influence or put their kids or take the time to educate their kids on outdoor recreation. Another thing is lack of transportation. And that's a very big barrier that I know a lot of kids within their early childhood phase, they have. From my own personal experience, I had that growing up. It was a lack of transportation for me to get to the other side of town to be a participant for outdoor recreation. So as we go through this webinar, I just want you guys to be mindful and think about some things that are potential barriers for the kids within your community. How do we get the kids outside? That is like the number one question. Like, how do we get the kids outside, especially within that early childhood phase? That early childhood phase is very important because that's like the start of a kid's time or development phase for them when it comes to recreation in general. So I want you guys to be mindful as well, or think about some things you could take back to your municipality on how to get kids outside. I think the most important thing we should do is to educate parents on outdoor recreation programs, on how can it impact their child and things of that nature. We could develop clubs, or we could have the kids join groups or join outdoor recreation groups to help get them knowledge, get them out to the outdoors and get them connected to the nature to help decrease some of these barriers. Maybe we could lower some program fees. Hey, what do you guys think? I don't know. Lowering some of the program fees can help be very beneficial for some of these kids within these urban and rural areas. Maybe that could be very beneficial for them to get into these programs and be able to experience and gain knowledge on these programs as well. And I think maybe putting outdoor recreation in schools curriculums can help get kids more into the outdoor aspect, because every kid nowadays is going to school. A lot of stuff that they're learning in school outdoor recreation could be one of those things. We can implement it into the when they go to gym and put it into the gym curriculum, so that way these kids could have a connection with outdoor recreation. So as we continue this webinar, like I said, I want you guys to be mindful, take notes, think about some things that you can take back to your municipality that can help impact the kids within your community. And with that being said, we have our first guest speaker coming up. Her name is Ms. Jamie Osborne, and everybody please buckle up because she's awesome.